Hey guys, happy Saturday. I hope you guys are having a great day. This is day 20 of the 40 days of surrender. I cannot believe that we are halfway through the 40 days of, did I just say the 20 days of surrender? I don't know what I just said, but this is day 20 of the 40 days of surrender. I cannot believe we're halfway through. So as you know, many of you probably know, but I do have like some new subscribers. Welcome. I hope God sent you and you didn't send yourself. On this channel, I am a prophetic voice. I give to you guys whatever the Lord puts on my heart to release on this platform. And bold for Christ is exactly what you'll get. I'm very bold when it comes to my walk with God. And yeah, I just enjoy working for the Lord. Still shocked sometimes that he called me to be a prophetic voice and to minister to others, but his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. So welcome again. I hope the Lord sent you here. It's really important that you pray when it comes to, the channels that you're subscribing to, just like you pray to God and ask him if you're at the right church. You want to make sure that you're connected to the right people. Okay. So welcome. I am doing a 40 days of surrender. So for 40 days, and I believe I started this on Memorial Day, I have been on every day since Memorial Day, giving whatever God gives me to release to you guys. So the 40 days of surrender started on Memorial Day. Today is day 20. So we are halfway through. So I've been on every day since Memorial Day. And I can't believe that we're on day 20. But before I get into this word, obviously you guys know what this word is already titled if you're watching this. But before I get into the word, guys, this is a collaboration with a company by the name of Evmyo. It's EVMYO. Okay, and they're amazing. This is not a paid sponsored video. This is a collaboration, meaning they reached out to me. They wanted me to test their product and give a review on it. I agreed. And you guys know I don't do very many collaborations or sponsorships. I've only done one collab with another company. I think it was earlier this year or maybe even last year. I don't remember. But I did one collab with a company that makes face products. And their products are actually really good. So this is actually my second time accepting a collaboration. And I'm really happy and pleased with this product. And I accepted this collaboration because God is just good. And there's so many of us that are in transitions right now. God has people relocating, moving, and traveling and doing all the things. So of course, I agreed to collab with Evmyo because they specialize in creating backpacks, like travel backpacks, right? And this is waterproof. It's also airline approved. It's very lightweight. It's not heavy at all. I mean, it's kind of heavy because I've packed my stuff in it because I wanted you guys to see how many things this backpack can actually carry. It even has like storage on the back of the backpack. So you can put things here as well, but there's so much storage. And again, it's airline approved. It's also waterproof. And it's just amazing. So let me give you guys a quick overview of this backpack. Again, a lot of you guys, God has traveling, relocating, the whole nine. So if you need some travel gear, like a little lightweight carry-on that packs a lot, I would advise you guys to try Evmyo. I give my honest opinion when it comes to any product, and I do not just agree to collaborate with people unless I feel led to collaborate with them. And in this case, I definitely did, especially with the season and the era that many of us are in right now. I am in a season of transition, and I know many of you are. So let me give you guys a quick overview of their product before we get into this word. So as you can see, again, it's not some big, heavy thing. It's actually very compact, but you can pack a lot of stuff in here, guys. It also comes with a little purse that you can wear. Like you can also wear this as a crossbody bag. So it's like a crossbody bag and a purse that you can also, of course, store stuff in. Or if you're a guy and you're like, nah, I'm not carrying a purse, then you just stick it right to the bag, take the straps off, and it just looks like a normal backpack. So inside, guys, let me show you how much I've packed in here. You can see my shoes on the side, and I put it on the side where you could also put like a water bottle or whatever. I have 1 pair of jeans, 2 pair of jeans, 3 pair of jeans, 4 pair of jeans, 5 pair, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs of jean pants in this bag, guys. That is a lot for me. I am 5'10", so my jeans, my shorts, nothing is lightweight because I'm a tall stallion, okay? Yes, I am. But it fit 9 pair of jeans in this bag, and I am a tall girly. When you open the inside, guys, there's so much storage. There's space for a laptop or books or an iPad, whatever you want to put there. There's also more storage when you flip it the other way, like on the opening portion, you can put your keys. There's storage all over this thing, guys. And my favorite part, it comes with a USB for you to charge your phone. So you can actually charge your phone from the outside. You just have to take this little cover off, but it comes with a whole phone charger attached to the bag. So you don't have to worry about trying to find an outlet in the airport. And it also comes with the USB and the charger. So, and this charger will actually fit Apple products as well as other types of products as well. But I love that it comes with a built-in charger. And then if you turn it to the back here, guys, there is a whole nother compartment in the back. And here I actually packed t-shirts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 shirts. So I had 9 pairs of pants in the front part, 8 shirts in the back, and it still was not that heavy, guys. And I still had room in here to pack more things. Again, you still have this portion, which is like a purse that you can use as a purse or a crossbody bag. If you're a guy, you can just take these strings off and just leave this attached to the front of your bag. It also has storage on the front as well. Guys, there's just so many compartments to this bag. I really like it. I almost hit myself in the face. So if you guys are interested in Eve Mayo and their bags, the link will be listed below for you. Again, a lot of you guys are in a transition. God has you traveling, and I'm here for it. I'm also here to help. So if you are a girly who does not like taking big bulky luggages and you just want to take a carry-on, or if you're a person that works from home and you like packing your stuff up and going to a coffee shop to work or whatever, this does not even have to be used for travel. This could be used for so many different things. It's just simply a lightweight backpack. It's very lightweight, you guys. It could be used honestly as a normal backpack, even if you have kids. Like, this is a good size backpack for school. It's not big at all. So it's very versatile, but I will link the Amazon link below for you guys that are interested in this bag. This is not paid, so whatever you guys buy, I don't get paid for it. I'm just here to be honest and give a review. And if I absolutely hated Eve Mayo's bag, I would have told you guys that because I keep it real, child. So you can check them out in the link below, and it's affordable. It's so affordable, but you'll see that on your own if you're interested. So thank you, Eve Mayo, for collaborating with me on this video. Your product is awesome. And yeah, that's it for that, guys. So let's go ahead and get into this word. So the title of this word is you weren't the first, but you will definitely be, I'm sorry, you weren't the first, but you are definitely the final. 127. You weren't the first, but you are definitely the final. 127. Okay. And for this word, the Lord took me back to a word that he gave me in 2021. And I've released this word to you, not the same word, but I've released this dream to you guys previously. But if you know that we only prophesy in part. God will take us back to a dream, back to a word, and he will elaborate further on that word. We only prophesy in part, and as he's giving us the interpretation of a dream, a vision, or whatever he's speaking of, he never gives us everything entirely. We only prophesy in part. So he will have you go back to elaborate further so that he can elaborate further on what that dream meant. So this is the same dream that I've released to you guys previously. I believe I released it in 2021. I think he brought me back to this word actually twice now. So again, this is titled, You Weren't the First, but You Are Definitely the Final, 127. And this is for a lot of you guys that this is not just for marriage restoration, but it is heavily centered around marriage restoration. But take it how you see fit, okay? Many of you guys know that I was a stander. I'm not a stander anymore, but God gave me this dream when I was standing for my marriage, for my ex-husband. And in this dream, this is 2 dreams that he gave me that came back to back, right? So the first dream, there was this young lady, and I knew in the dream that she was my ex-husband's ex-wife, right? The person he married after me. And in the dream, I could hear her walking around, and she's looking in the grass. She's outside and she's looking in grass, and she's like, Lord, show me the number. You said you were going to show me the number. Like, where is the number? And she's talking to God out loud, and she's asking him for this number, right? And I'm giving you guys the short version of the dream, but I walked up to her. I'm like, can I help you look for what you're looking for? And she got a straight attitude with me. She didn't want my help with anything. So I was like, okay, cool. I got back in my car and I left. The scene switched to me being at this house, and there was quite a few people at this house, and the same girl who I knew in the dream was my ex-husband's ex-wife, the person he married after me. And she comes walking, still looking in the grass for this number. And this guy walked up to her and he held up the number 10. It was written on a sticky note. So it looks something like this. Like, this is a sticky note. And he's like, is this the number you're looking for? And when she looked at the number 10 on this sticky note, she began to punch this guy over and over. She was fighting him, and she was like, no, 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 just screaming, right? Like her seeing this number 10 really disturbed her, and she started hitting him, right? That was the end of that dream. Okay, I'm going to break this part of the dream down to you guys, and then I'm going to go into the dream that I had right behind this dream, okay? The Lord brought me for this interpretation to further elaborate. He brought me to the book of Esther. And if you know, Esther became queen during the 7th year of King Xerxes' reign in the 10th month. That is in the Bible. Okay, that is in quite a few versions, right? We know different versions read differently, but she became queen during the 7th year of King Xerxes' reign, the 10th month. When Esther became queen, Vashti was no longer relevant. Vashti was the first wife. She came before Esther, but Esther was the final wife. Y'all better catch this. Vashti was the first, but during that 10th month, the number 10, Esther became the final wife. So at that point of Esther stepping into her queenship in her wife position, Vashti was no longer wife. She was no longer relevant. Someone else had at that point during the 10th month replaced her. What the Lord brought to me for this portion of the dream, he says, they were first, but they weren't the final. You, whoever this word is for, you, the wife, I'm speaking to my ladies. If you're a guy, take this how you see fit, but I'm speaking how God gave it to me. You were always God's final pick for this union. It doesn't matter who came first. It doesn't matter who came second. It doesn't matter who came third. They may have came first, but you are final. You may have been married to your God-ordained spouse, and for whatever reason you divorced, and God has you standing, and they married someone else. They may be first, and don't look at first as an actual first. Catch this spiritually. They may be in that position, but your final is what God is saying. Your final. The number 10 is a number of completion. In the book of Esther, her becoming queen in the 10th month represented a completion of Vashti's role and a new beginning into Esther's role. So there was a completion of Vashti's role. There was also a completion of Esther's role as a competitor. She went from competing with other women to being in position. So there were two completions that took place. Vashti had a completion. She was no more. Her position was filled. And Esther had a completion. She was no longer a competitor. She was now in position. So the number 10 in this dream represented completion and also finalities. Finality, the finality of something, the ending. You are the final. They may have been first, but you are the final. Their time is up. And I don't know who needed to hear this today. Their time is up. They may be upset. This young lady in the dream began punching this guy when he showed her the number 10. They're gonna be upset. They're not gonna understand it. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm pretty sure Vashti was upset too. She didn't know that her disobedience, her unwillingness to do what she was called to do, catch this, her unwillingness, her disobedience would get her kicked out of that queenship position. She too, I'm sure, thought her position was secure. It was not. A position is only as secure as the person that made that position. And that's God. It's only as secure as the creator of it. And I pray that this is making sense, because sometimes when I'm sitting with God and talking to God, everything makes sense to me. God, when he creates a position, he is the one that secures it. And if a person is in a position that he created that's not ordained for them, their position will never be secure. But when you step into a position that God has ordained for you, that position is grounded on the rock, capital T, capital R. God is the rock. It's not grounded on a rock. It's grounded on the rock. If it's grounded on a rock, it's capable of being moved. But if it's grounded on the rock, it cannot be moved. The Lord is saying, you weren't the first, but you are definitely the final. After I had this dream, right, I woke up, I recorded the dream, went back to sleep, and I had this dream. Someone called me on the phone, and it was a man, and he had a very deep voice, and he knew everything about me. And I remember him saying, 127, I'll be at your door. And he hung up. And I remember going to the door, and I locked both locks. That was the end of the dream. The second dream represents prodigal, your husband, whoever this person is, your husband that God has ordained for you, returning. And they're not returning. This is why I say this is heavily on restoration. They're not returning as you knew them before. In the dream, I didn't know whose voice was on the line. I didn't know how they knew everything about me. You're not going to recognize the person that's returning to you, because when God sends something that's returning and it's been through his purification process, his refining process, you're not going to recognize it. He's doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? I didn't know the voice on the phone. I just knew they knew everything about me. And they said, 127, I'll be at your door. And I locked my door. Me locking the door was symbolic of me guarding my heart, because I didn't know who was coming. And catch this, it was symbolic of me guarding my heart. So the door represented my heart, and I locked it because I didn't know who was on the phone. I did not recognize the voice. I just knew they knew everything about me. You have been favored by God. And this person realizes the most deepest, important things about you. Esther was favored. Yeah, she was in a competition competing for queen, but that position was already hers. There really wasn't a competition. She was the winner. God had ordained that position for her. So she really didn't have competition. She was already favored by God. And when she first went to the king, that was her first time going before the king. She didn't know his voice. She had never talked to him. The whole time she was in a process, a preparation process for a whole year. So I'm sure his voice was unfamiliar to her. But she was not unfamiliar to him. She immediately gained his favor. Esther gained the favor of everybody she came in contact with because God had favored her. It wasn't that she was favored on her own. God had bestowed his favor upon her. But keep in mind, Esther was submissive throughout this entire process. Esther was submissive to her uncle Mordecai. She paid attention and listened to what he said. Don't tell them that you're a Jew. Don't reveal this to them. She was submissive to Mordecai in order to fulfill what God was sending her to do. When she went to the palace and she was in her preparation process, she was submissive to the eunuch that was in charge, and he showed her favor. Then she got in position as queen. She was submissive to her husband, King Xerxes. Esther was submissive to every man she came in contact with. Every divine helper God sent her way, and they were all men. Y'all better catch this spiritually. To be submissive means to yield to or accept the will and authority of another person, the act of surrendering to a hold of another. Every person she was submissive to was a man, but ultimately she was submissive to God, the man. Walking into this position that God is taking you in, and I release this, a word similar to this, it requires your submission. It requires your humbling in order to successfully do what God is calling you to do in this position. Had Esther not been submissive to Mordecai, to the eunuch, to her husband, to God, she would not have fulfilled her duties. She would not have fulfilled her calling. God had a call on her life, and her whole walk required submission and humbleness. God favored her. You are favored to this person, and they see this, and the way they're coming back, you're not going to recognize the person we were on the phone. The phone represents a connection. This connection couldn't be broken by man. It couldn't be broken by them choosing to walk outside of the marriage. Who God brings together, let no man separate. Who we bring together, that's a different story. There's a chance of separation. But who God brings together, let no man separate. It may seem like that separation was forever. It was temporary, because who God brings together, let no man separate. You can trust God with this union. It's not going to be something that you're used to. This person is coming back a different way. You may not even trust it in the beginning because you're like, what is going on? I've never seen you like this. God is doing a new thing. Do you not perceive it? And God is so strategic because the numbers 1, 2, and 7 also equals 10. So just like Esther's 10, she completed her preparation stage and she became queen in the 10th month. There was a completion there and a beginning. In this dream, there was a completion and a beginning. What God is doing in your life in this marriage, there was a completion of what was never supposed to be and a beginning of what's final, and that's you. The Lord also brought me back to 127 in the book of Esther. The king owned 127 provinces, right? A province, another word for a province is territories, regions, areas, empires. And how God broke this down to me, and God speaks to me in parables, you guys know this. He said they have owned several hearts. This man, this husband has taken captive several women's hearts. Several women may have given their hearts to this man, but he's coming to your door. You're the one he wants. 127, I'll be at your door. This man, whoever this is in your life, and this is not a word for everybody. This may be for 1 or 2 people, and that's okay. It's okay if it's for 1. This is not everybody's situation, but this man has owned several hearts. Several women have given their hearts to this person, but the one he wants is yours. 127, I'll be at your door. The door represented my heart. I locked it because I was unfamiliar with who was on the line telling me they knew everything about me. They were telling me things that they knew about me and telling me they're going to be at my door. I didn't know the voice. I locked it. Again, the door was symbolic of me guarding my heart because I was unfamiliar with the connection. You won't recognize this person when they return. But 127, I'll be at your door. They've owned several hearts. Several women have given their hearts to this man. Whoever this is for you, this man is very attractive, very debonair, very put together, and women flock to this man. And many women have given their hearts to this person, but he only wants yours. The favor is upon you. So I'm going to read the verse for the day, and it just so happens to be also my daily devotional, but God is so strategic. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all he has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus. That's Philippians 4, verses 6-7 NLT version. You don't have to be afraid of this new that you've never experienced before. Esther, I'm sure, approaching the king, she was very nervous and probably wanted to lock the door to her heart too, but she knew what she was called for. She knew the favor that she carried of God. Even though the Lord God is not mentioned anywhere in the book of Esther, he shows in every single verse. He shows himself in the whole story. Esther knew. She didn't know what she was walking into, what this king was like that she was approaching, but she had God's peace. You don't have to be afraid of how this thing is coming back and what God is doing. You can trust him. You may not trust that man, but you can trust the man. And if he's putting you in a position, he's going to see that that turned out successful for you. Esther was scared, I'm pretty sure, a lot of times throughout her story. But God showed up every time, and he completed everything the way it was supposed to be done. Even though there were times she feared and she was scared and scared for her life at one point of time. But God had her in the palm of his hands. Nothing was going to happen to her. She was favored in every way. And you are favored in every way. So regardless of who came first, you are final. Regardless of how many hearts this person has owned, they want yours. At the end of the day, you're it. So that is the word for this word. I pray that this word blesses you. Again, thank you, Evmio. I think it's Evmayo. Evmayo. I think it's Evmayo or Evmio, one or the other. But thank you for collaborating with me on this video. But that is the word, guys. Again, the link to this bag, I don't want to pick it up again because I done threw all my clothes over it, but the link to this bag will be in the comment section of this word. And that is the word, guys. I love you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.